Allatt. Kate is an internationally acclaimed inspirational, motivational speaker, writer and advocate, raising awareness of locked-in syndrome, a rare neurological condition. Kate makes connections. Perhaps that's not surprising for an alumni of business studies from this university. Kate graduated from Sheffield Hallam in 1993, before going on to run her own digital marketing agency in Sheffield, where she lives with her family. But Kate's different. She connects with your heart and your head. Her views can stop you in your tracks, transform your thinking. When Kate connects with you, she asks you to think differently. Throughout her career, Kate needed to make connections and build her networks. From her time studying here and working in a variety of industry settings before being an early adopter of digital marketing. Kate is an interesting, successful business thinker. But her sort is a little more complicated than that. What do you do when your life is turned upside down and when all the odds are stacked against you? Well, Kate's story offers an answer to that question. Aged 39, Kate had a major brainstem stroke which precipitated a medical state called locked-in syndrome. Kate could think, feel, see, hear, but move absolutely nothing. She described it as feeling like she had woken up in her own coffin. It was 2 weeks before she could try to flicker her eyelids on command to her friends, thus proving she wasn't vegetative, as had been presumed by her medical team, who had advised her husband that she may have been better off dead. Kate literally rebuilt how she connected with the world through sheer determination of mind. Kate decided to set the parameters for her own recovery, her goals, her way. During her recovery, Kate needed others to connect with her, to see the woman, business leader, fell runner, mum of 3, music fan, yes, the Smiths, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Foo Fighters, to identify her goals and her potential. She refused to let her state fail her. She willed her left toe to move for weeks, and then one day it did. Within months, she had made a remarkable and successful recovery and now devotes her life to helping those with similar conditions. Kate inspires others through her experience. The difference this insight to her recovery provides is challenging, inspirational and thought-provoking, leading to change across a number of health and social care settings, contributing to both research and national policy agendas. Kate has developed a second career as an inspirational and motivational speaker, stroke advocate and influencer, particularly harnessing the power of social media. She is an active champion for research into locked-in syndrome and founded a global recovery charity fighting strokes, which provided advocacy for stroke survivors. Remember, after her stroke, Kate couldn't speak. This is a remarkable feat achieved within a few months after coming out of hospital. Kate still uses her profile and experiences to voluntarily help anyone affected by locked-in syndrome across the world, and has travelled to New York, Australia, Poland, Amsterdam and Belfast. Her book, Running Free, Breaking Out of Locked-in Syndrome, was published in 2011, less than a year after walking out of hospital. In the same year, Kate won an Extraordinary Woman of the Year award. For the past 6 years, Kate has received press and media coverage in connection with recent research into locked-in syndrome, including on the BBC, ITV, Sky News, Jeremy Vine and 5 Live Radio, amongst others, both nationally and internationally. Sure, her marketing skills are really helpful with this. But what you find with Kate is her desire to connect with you. Because through doing that, she enables you to make a difference. She connected on Twitter with a Dr. Joanna Fletcher-Smith, an occupational therapist and stroke rehabilitation researcher from Nottingham University, after Joanna had tweeted Kate's praise for her book. Kate saw the connection, and within a week, in June 2013, Kate and Joanna had met up indoor to discuss a potential research project. Now, with grant funding of £250,000, Kate is part of the research team running a feasibility study exploring the effectiveness of electric stimulation on upper limb movement for stroke survivors, which could indeed lead to a larger multi-site study. Kate is a wonderful role model for our students and graduates. Through her tenacity, self-belief, a commitment to turning what happened to her into a positive that can make a difference in the world through the connections she makes. Your connection and the contribution you make to the region, its people and communities is transformational too. Your values, informed by your studies, have shaped you and will continue to shape your future and the way in which you can have an impact as you take the next steps on your journey. So, what's next for Kate? Kate's goals are to research ways to enhance patient motivation and improve standards of health and adherence to health treatment plans. To study how social media can help to improve communication between allied health professions and nurses, patients, to reduce the huge burden on the GPs and the NHS. She also aims to take her story and experience through lectures and workshops to the next generation of allied health and nursing professionals and NHS leaders to promote what real individualised patient care means. So, Kate's word to the wise, and of course, fellow graduates, this means you, is dream big and work incredibly hard. As a university, we look forward to working with Kate so that together we can have real impact with our students and local communities, to inspire students and staff to achieve outstanding results, no matter the odds, to be genuine and to make a difference in the world. For her outstanding achievements as a health campaigner and her inspirational work, asking us all to make a difference through her remarkable story, I am delighted to call upon the Vice-Chancellor to confer upon Kate Allatt the degree Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
So as Vice-Chancellor of the authority of the Academic Board, it's my great pleasure to confer on Catherine Frances Allatt the award of Honorary Doctor of the University.
Wow, I've forgotten how much I've done. Vice-Chancellor, Lord Mayor, thank you. I'm really, really very honoured. I guess I feel a bit like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman right now. You know the scene where she's got all the shopping bags and she says to the lady who didn't serve her the day before, big mistake, huge. Well, that's how I feel right now. I'm thrilled. Very early on, I always thought when, not if, I'd ever recover after feeling I was buried alive in hospital. That's how it felt metaphorically. At this point, I have to thank all the staff at the Northern General that kept me alive, and especially Oliver, Kerry, and running man Matt. I've outed him now. He's called Running Man in my book, but he's called Matt. What they told me in order for me to walk out of hospital and why I needed to do certain exercises was phenomenal. I have to also thank my husband, Mark. He must have felt a very lone voice fighting a system to get me into rehabilitation, all at the same time while juggling a job and 3 young children who were 4, 8 and 10 at the time, with the unconditional support of his mum, especially. Thank you, Anne. Thanks also, Mark, for your loyalty at a time our reality was most people's worst nightmare. My fabulous and resilient children, India, Harvey and Woody, I adore you unconditionally. You gave me the obsessive motivation to recover. I owe you everything. This doctorate came out of the blue and proves that if you believe and try really hard, you will make a difference in this world. Woody, an extra thanks to you. The reason I stand here and I do speaking is because you were responsible at the age of 4 for getting me to believe I could speak. I applaud you for that, so thank you, darling. My mum said I'd never lose a pathway if voluntary movement returned, which was the catalyst to me working relentlessly to try and bring my body back to life. I called it willing in my book. I willed and willed and willed. My life did depend on it. Our futures depended on it. To Al, my partner in crime, she believed in me before I even believed in me. She was phenomenal. She is phenomenal. She stood by me then as she has now. It's been difficult, but with great humour. My friend Ali, my fabulous friend, you've been my rock and you've been my surrogate mum and you were my first boss. Way back when I first came to university, I worked in the civil service. I'm so not a civil servant, as she discovered. But I also have to thank my fabulous friend Auntie Kathleen, or AK as I know. She's in her centenary year, and she's a very special friend to me. My brain was not fixed when I left hospital. I suffered untreated post-traumatic stress disorder. I lost my physical, emotional health. I lost my digital marketing business. I lost my self-worth, my purpose. But quickly I found that giving advice and support to people was to be my healer. Through my social media connections, I don't raise or quash hopes. I just support people to help give them the self-belief to try. There's always hope of a small improvement or a large improvement. In return, those connections have made me feel useful and worthy and given my life purpose, because they help me thrive now in life. My most notable new friends are Sue Sanders, Rich Ford, Rob and Fran in New York, Claudia Catty, but most notably, this award goes to the biggest fighter of them all. In fact, I dedicate it to her, Miss Christine Waddell. My fab social media connections also helped me grow my professional advocacy reputation globally, which enabled me to pioneer research through a tweet to Joanna Fletcher-Smith, and to advise how important it is to discover what matters to patients is the secret to helping patients improve. I believed in what I didn't do from the outset when most people didn't, and I tried very hard. Literally anything is possible. I mean, I wrote a book and published it within a year of leaving hospital, founded a charity within 3 months of leaving hospital, influenced national stroke policy at the UK Stroke Forum, and actually, I'll let you into a secret, my charity consisted of me and a laptop on my kitchen table, but I had the stroke establishment listening to me, punching above my weight, to the point that people would ring me up after 3 years and say, "Hello, can I speak to someone in the fundraising department, please?" And I'd have to pretend he was on holiday. I'm now proud that I'm training a new generation of NHS leadership at the Academy. And I will continue to strive to educate the NHS family and friends that actually the emotional needs of stroke survivors of all ages post-hospital back in the community are extreme. And I think we need to help find a better way to give them the support, to help support the stroke survivors. Without the stroke survivors feeling they have to educate. I gave a TEDx talk here recently, 2 years ago, in fact, voicing inner thoughts. Very proud of that. A media commentator, corporate speaker. I do know that in less than 8 years, I've professionally learnt many things. You learn more from failing than you do from any success. You can really make anything happen. Giving improves happiness, whilst also making a difference. But I also realise I'm like a spinning top. If I lose momentum and lower my work rate, I topple over in terms of my wellness. And that's not good for anyone, trust me. So, finally, my advice to you is never let anyone lower your expectations. If you want to do something, do it. Then work hard. Dream big, try damned hard, give to others, and hope. And finally, as Aristotle says, hope is a waking dream. Thank you.